to expedite the adjudication of illegal mining cases.
Also coming up, IGP's Special Operations Team operating in Tamale disrupts major illicit drug syndicate known as the Aluta Boys.
Later, we'll bring you a report on how premature babies in Ghana fight for their survival as doctors and nurses strive to improve neonatal care countrywide.
On the international front, voters in Guinea-Bissau go to the polls in an election. Incumbent President Umaru Sissoco Embolo is seeking a second term.
The details of these and many more stories, including sports and entertainment, coming up over the next 1 hour.
Starting from security-related matters, the Eastern South Police Command has arrested a Nigerian national suspected of murder at a hideout at Achimwenchi in the Denchambo district. The 26-year-old fugitive is alleged to have murdered a road safety corps and her daughter at Abeokuta in Nigeria before fleeing to Ghana to evade arrest.
The media, the Eastern South Police Commander, DCOP George Ohenebwedi Bosman, said the suspect will be processed and handed over to security authorities in Nigeria for further investigation and prosecution.
The Eastern South Regional Police Command, on receipt of the information that the suspect was hiding in his friend's house at Akwetia, quickly deployed an intelligence-led operations to arrest the suspect in his hideout at Achimwenchi in the Eastern region. The suspect is currently in police custody as frantic efforts are underway to hand him over to the Nigerian authorities.
DCOP George Ohenebwedi Bosman urged the public to report suspicious movements of individuals or groups within their communities. He noted this is part of intensified and intelligence-led effort to deal with undocumented immigrants and criminals.
We have intensified our patrols. We have also intensified our intelligence operations from the PIDs and the CIDs, who they are doing a marvelous job.
Several mining host communities in the Eastern region have recorded an influx of immigrants, many of whom are undocumented. Several of them use unapproved routes and porous borders.
Let's get some further perspectives on this. Dr. Victor Doka is a security analyst and lecturer at the KIPTC, that's the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. Doc, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Martin. Good evening to you.
We know that in the last few months, there was a collaboration between the security agencies in Ghana and Nigeria, specifically the Ghana Police Service. And today, we're told that this arrest has been made. A Nigerian allegedly commits crime in Nigeria, runs to Ghana, and we are told that through collaboration, this suspect has been picked up in Ghana and handed over to the Nigerians. What does this tell you about the collaboration effort within the West African sub-region generally?
Thank you very much. So let me commend the Ghana police, especially for, acting on this particular case, having implemented the intelligence apparatus and then apprehending this gentleman. So collaboration is very key in the security sector. If we want to chalk success with regards to curbing threats or crime, it is very essential that all member states within the ECOWAS region or beyond see it as an essential duty to provide information, not only that, but to act on essentially. Because if you have information sent to counterparts in other states and it's not being acted on, it stalls progress. It makes it difficult for you to counter crime or look at the preventive ways to implement to deal with certain situations. But I think I can speak for the Ghanaian security apparatus, they are very on top of their game, leaving no stone unturned, and they deal with every threat very seriously. I haven't seen same for our neighbors, but I hope this inter-agency collaboration would be essential because we are heading towards a festive season for us. We need vigilance intelligence to be up, especially. Movement to be very, very, very frequent. You don't know who is coming in and who is going out. So immediately there's a crime and the suspects have been seen or alleged to have crossed borders, the other security sector should be properly informed for investigations to go on for the culprits to be apprehended. So I think this is a very good start for us to strengthen our collaboration with other sister neighboring security agencies.
Is it your understanding that some of these kinds of intelligence and collaboration covers rich crimes? Because usually we hear about these kinds of arrests through collaboration when it has to do with maybe murder. But when it comes to issues of money laundering and corruption, which some describe as rich crimes, hardly do you hear about these kinds of collaboration. Or does it cover all those areas as well?
Yes, I think it covers all those areas. Rich crimes take pretty much time. It's not like the issues about murder or trafficking or any other. But these kind of crimes deal with a lot of information and a lot of intelligence. So normally it spans for a very long time. You need to do due diligence, have enough information before you move in. Otherwise, you're talking about a network, a cartel, okay, not just individuals. So to deal with a cartel or to apprehend a cartel, you need to be very, very careful in a sense that your information gathering should be very apt. Intelligence can span 1 to 2 years or whatever before you move in. Otherwise, you disrupt the chain. So you get one person instead of getting a whole cartel, which doesn't, augur well for the operation. But with this kind of situations, the murder and one of incidents of crime and all of that, it normally deals with 1 to 5 people. You can easily get to know who is involved, who has come into our community, the business. So now we have to educate and sensitize our people toward volunteer information, any suspicious activities, anybody that comes into our terrain, we should at least inform the authorities that this person is in town. Then they can be questioned why they are in town. The elders, community elders, the youth elders can also ascertain more information as to what specifically these individuals are doing in the town. And then if their activities are very suspicious, they can then proceed to report them to the police for the police to act on.
Doc, pleasure talking to you as always. Thank you so much for your time. Dr. Victor
Thank you very much.
Is a security analyst.
Right, Martin, we are still staying on the issue of crime because the IGP Special Operations Team operating in Tamale has disrupted a major illicit drug syndicate known as the Luther Boys. The group is believed to be behind the discreet distribution of suspected narcotics and a series of violent robberies across the metropolis and beyond.
Everybody should be alert for this duty. It is night, and I get everybody have your torchlight here. That is it. Get yourself prepared, duty ready.
The IGP Special Operations Team intensified operations on day 3 of the ongoing intelligence-led swoop in the Tamale metropolis. The swoop follows intelligence linking the Luther Boys to a well-coordinated drug and criminal network. The operations have instilled fear among residents, disrupted business activities, and contributed to rising insecurity in affected areas. The IGP's team launched a surveillance-driven operation into the group's stronghold at Changli. Although the suspects managed to evade arrest, officers destroyed their identified hideouts. The operation later extended to Biopiala, the Tamale main lorry station, parts of the Tamale township, the Lamashegu stretch and the Old Market area, all identified as hotspots linked to the syndicate. Acting on intelligence from the old market, the team retrieved wrapped dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp, packets of unidentified powdered substances, and drug packaging materials from a vulcanizer, allegedly operating a drug business under the guise of legitimate work. Residents expressed renewed confidence in the ongoing security operations. Day 3 of the swoop marks a decisive step in weakening the Aluta boys, whose activities have long traumatized communities in the Tamale metropolis. The IGP Special Operations Team says it remains resolute in sustaining the operations to dismantle all criminal networks and restore lasting safety in the area.
Now, the Executive Director of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, Dr. Adam Bona, has noted that enforcement of the gun amnesty program will enhance the fight against galamsey, the canker which continues to plague the country. The gun amnesty program, which will run from the 1st of December 2025 to January 15, 2026, would allow individuals in possession of unregistered or illicit weapons to return them without getting prosecuted.
Government continues to deploy various strategies in an attempt to fight illegal mining across the country, with Cabinet recently approving the Public Tribunals Bill for the fast-tracking of adjudication of galamsey cases. Ghana is intensifying its efforts to curb the proliferation of illicit firearms in order to reduce gun-related crime through the KAFO 4th operations. This is a coordinated initiative involving multiple security agencies. Speaking during a special training of multi-agency security operatives on arm detection and illicit weapon interception, the Executive Director of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, Dr. Adam Bona, cautioned all unauthorized gun owners. He urged them to take advantage of the amnesty announced by the Interior Ministry to avoid being implicated once it expires.
The prosecution, the retrieval of the weapon and the prosecution is what we are looking at. So we are asking that within that window of amnesty, bring your weapons. Once you bring the weapons, no prosecution, no arrest, no interrogation. We've done the TOT for amnesty. Officers will give you what is required after you have surrendered your weapon, and then you go home. No question, where did you get it from? And it is every category of weapon that you have, bring it. Because sometimes people die and they leave weapons that in corners, and these houses are inherited or given to people. So you won't say everybody who has a weapon in his house is a criminal.
According to Dr. Bona, the initiative will help nip arms trafficking, ammunition smuggling, and other contraband in the bud.
The government is making available to us some resources for the weapon detection systems. The idea is, if we are not able to do this, tomorrow might not come and meet us. But we want to ensure that this generation can guarantee tomorrow. But looking at where every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants a weapon, and when you ask, why do you want the weapon? They tell you for protection. Protection from who is the question we are asking. So as far as I am concerned, the porous borders are going to be manned. They are already being manned, but there's going to be significant improvement when it comes to fighting the menace of illicit firearms.
The operation incorporates officials from all security agencies, will also partner with the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Interpol Ghana Police Service, and the Office of the Attorney General to target entry and exit points across the country. The KAFO 4th operation targets the reduction of incidents of gun-related violence and crime in the country.
And now, lawyers are calling on police prosecutors to be more meticulous in gathering evidence regarding galamsey cases to help facilitate the adjudication of illegal mining cases in court. Earlier this week, President Mahama announced the passage of the Public Tribunals Bill to enable specialized court to hear galamsey cases. Lord Idwasari reports.
During an engagement with the media in September, President Mahama notified Ghanaians that as part of government's efforts to deal with the canker of illegal mining or galamsey, specialized courts will be established. 2 months on, Cabinet has approved the Public Tribunals Bill.
We've arrested more than 1,700 people. The courts to even process these people is a problem. So many of them, we've been forced to grant them bail. And in some cases, when you go back to look for them, they've left the area. And so one of the things Cabinet did the last time was to pass the Public Tribunals Bill so that we'll push issues to do with illegal mining to the public tribunals, because they would adjudicate faster and let justice be seen to be done.
Environmentalist and coordinator of Eco-Conscious Citizens, Aula Sewa, despite commending the initiative, pleaded with government to drop charges against activists helping in the fight.
Activists who are putting their lives on the line to fight illegal mining believe they are being intimidated. For example, in Atronsu, we have activists on trial because 2 excavators allegedly got burned. They say they didn't burn, but they're on trial. They are facing criminal charges. These are persons who want to help the fight against illegal mining. And there are other cases in the country. So we are appealing to the Attorney General to use his good offices to withdraw such charges so that those who want to fight illegal mining can help NAMOS and all the others who are actively fighting illegal mining.
Some lawyers also share their sentiments on the approval of the Public Tribunal Bill.
Very sorry, but sometimes you have to lay blame at the people who gathered the evidence. So as much as the court has also been brought in, I do think that yes, we training the police and also trying to get them to also ensure that the necessary evidence that they need to bring in these kind of cases are brought so that people can actually be, a case can actually be made against all these people and we can get into the elements and know if they're actually guilty or not guilty. So
there are already avenues for dealing with such cases, but it looks like enforcement is the problem. But if the government has, given a second look at it and has decided to come out with specialized courts, I think that is also a step in the right direction.
I think it's a laudable idea. We hope that it actually does see daylight and we actually see through to it. That, just like they're suggesting, it would end up being fast track like we hope it's supposed to be.
The tribunal court consists of a trial judge and not less than 2 members of the public with legal backgrounds to adjudicate on cases. Lord Rasari, TVC News, Accra.
Let's turn our attention to health now. In Ghana, many babies are born premature and their survival depends on the care they receive in their first hours. Some hospitals have the equipment to keep them alive, but others do not, and many families pay the price. Samuel Yaboa Adams explores the challenges premature babies face, their mothers fighting for them, and the doctors working to close the gap in care across the country.
It was Charity's 3rd pregnancy. She expected a smooth delivery, just like the first 2, but life shifted without warning.
One morning, I was preparing my child for school. When I realized I wasn't feeling well, immediately my husband advised that we go to the hospital. When we got there, we were admitted and the doctor said the water around my baby has dangerously dropped. Upon saying that, he suggested a CS. Initially, when the doctor said CS, I was very afraid because I have already given birth twice, and CS, I was afraid. But my husband advised that I allow so that the baby and I will be safe.
Today, Nyamecha is 5, full of energy, full of life, a reminder of how fragile and how powerful survival can be.
She can play, she can eat, she can talk. When you send her, she goes, and she's very intelligent too.
But Nyamecha's story is not the ultimate narrative. She survived partly because at the Nsawam Government Hospital where she was delivered, the right equipment were readily available. However, in rural Ghana, many babies never get that chance.
I recently visited a midwife at Oti. There was nothing for her to work with. She was even lacking baby weighing scale. So how can she get incubators for the babies? So it's really a challenge for the midwives at the rural level.
About 128,000 babies in Ghana are born prematurely annually, and 8,400 children under 5 die from preterm-related complications. According to UNICEF, Ghana's most recent data show a neonatal mortality rate of roughly 21 deaths per 1,000 live births, where about 1 in 50 newborns die in the first month of life. The vast majority of these deaths are driven by a few causes, where complications of premature birth top the list, followed by birth asphyxia, also known as oxygen deprivation at birth, and infections. Dr. Sharon Aglobiche is a pediatrician at the University of Ghana Medical Center, UGMC.
Because they came before time, most of them would have underdeveloped lungs, and thus they'll need some help to get the lungs to mature to a point that they'll be able to take in the breaths on their own. Generally, preterm babies come, and apart from the fact that they're coming out small, all their organ systems are also underdeveloped.
The UGMC hopes to close this gap with their UGMC Preterm Life and Infant Fund for Tomorrow, ensuring that every child, no matter where they are born, has an equal chance to survive.
We are fighting and we are advocating and we are pleading to those who would help us get there, so that every preterm infant, regardless of their status, can receive the same level of care, the same quality care all throughout the country.
For many mothers, caring for a preterm baby is a journey marked by fear, strength, and sacrifice. However, their stories of resilience are worth telling.
For me, the journey did not break me down. It inspired and motivated me to start something to support other parents and to ensure that nobody walks the preterm journey alone.
It does not matter the socio-economic background, where the child was born, or who the parents are. They all deserve equal chances of survival.
And now to some exciting news. When TV3 News met with 6-year-old aspiring opera singer Papa Boafo Jr. this year, it was his dream to meet and perform with his mentor, inspirer, and Ghanaian music composer James Varick Ama on a big platform. That dream has come true. Portia Gabo reports.
Papa, and I am 6 years old. I am a student of pastors.
In May this year, TV3 News broadcast a news story on 6-year-old aspiring singer Papa Boafo Jr. His dream was to meet and sing with some of Ghana's great composers and choirs.
If you could sing with anyone in the whole wide world, who would it be?
Maybe Malachi Bayo, maybe Lordina the soprano, maybe Harmonious Chorale. And I also love to sing with Uncle James Varick Ama. He will play the piano and I will sing.
Well, that dream finally came to pass with a social media post by Harmonious Chorale, which expressed their readiness to make Papa's wish come true. Then, the moment Papa had been waiting and praying for finally arrived. He met Ghana's musical composer and director of Harmonious Chorale, James Varick Ama.
Should the shadows come when Jesus is my portion?
and the applause and standing ovation will stand with Papa for a very long time. Indeed, a little boy with just a dream is now standing on the bigger platform with his dream coming true. Poshigabo TV3 News.
Martin, you seem like you wanted to join Papa there.
First of all, the song choice is great, and I think that dreams indeed do come true.
Absolutely.
So kudos to Papa Boafo's team and Porsche Gabo for helping make this dream come to life. And talking about dreams, Ghana itself has a dream, which is to be corruption-free. Unfortunately, when people are given the position to serve in public office, there seems to be a challenge of issues of corruption. So Media General, as part of our mandate of providing information and education to the public, will on Monday, November 24, which is just tomorrow, hold a dialogue on the theme, "Are lifestyle audits the key to enhancing public service ethics?" The guest speakers for the MG Dialogue are Commissioner of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, which is SHRAJ, Joseph Whittle, Board Chair of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, and former Auditor General Daniel Yao Domlevo. Governance and Legal Reforms Advocate Dr. David Ofosu-Dote, and private legal practitioner, the Venerable Martin Pebu. The dialogue, which starts at 8 in the morning, will take place at the Executive Theatre here at Media General in Kanda, Accra. The Media General Dialogue is powered by TV3, 3FM 92.7, and would also be streaming on our website, 3news.com. So make a date for this insightful program on Monday, the 24th of November, 2025. It will be live, and so let your thoughts and comments come in as we look forward to these insightful conversations on Monday.
Well, this is News 360. We'll bring you more news after the break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us on News 360. Let's now turn our attention to agriculture. Cocoa farmers in the Western North region are raising concerns over declining yields and aging cocoa farms. According to the farmers, the situation is worsening by the year and are calling for improved farming practices and stronger support systems to keep their farms productive.
Ghana's cocoa sector is facing serious challenges from illegal mining activities, an aging farmer population, the impact of climate change, pests and other factors. Cocoa is also being smuggled to neighboring countries. Cocoa Board estimates that over $1.1 billion has been lost to smuggling between the 2021-2022 and 2024-2025 seasons. The sector is facing mounting debt, with Cocoa Board's outstanding debt reaching 32 billion cedis. In an effort to help revive the fortunes of the cocoa industry in the Seshiri-Yosu area, one of the country's cocoa hubs, the Municipal Assembly is renewing efforts to revive the area's rapidly declining cocoa industry. The Municipal Chief Executive for Seshiri-Yosu, Dominic Jesse, said the Cocoa Symposium is meant to galvanize growth of a crop that has been the backbone of Ghana's development for decades.
We hope that it wouldn't end here, such that we can actually exploit all the opportunities there in the cocoa sector, so that we who happen to be the larger contributor in this industry would benefit wholly, and not that it continue to be as it is now. Now, the fact and the statistics says that also we have actually declined in terms of egg production. I mean, the region at large, we have not actually seen on top there. And so it's about time we have this conversation.
Member of Parliament for Seshiri-Yosu, Kofi Bente Afo, noted that involving the youth and incentivizing them to venture into cocoa farming is the way to sustain the sector.
Once you talk about cocoa in Ghana, you cannot take Seshiri-Yosu as. The situation of cocoa here has become different from what we came to see. One of which we think is about the involvement of the youth. And that it's obvious. What our forefathers bequeathed to us has not become so much of interest to us, to the extent that we all do not want to go into cocoa.
Cocoa Board, as part of efforts to empower more youth in cocoa production, has put in place incentives for young people interested in the sector. Enoch Ampofo is the Western North Regional Administrator of Cocoa Board.
Cocoa Board is always ready to assist ever-ready youth with land, with the provision of inputs for cocoa farms in general. Cocoa Board is ready to assist the youth with productivity enhancement interventions.
The Seshiri-Yosu Cocoa Symposium is a concerted effort aimed at repositioning the municipality as Ghana's cocoa hub.
For tomato farmers across Ghana, the peak harvest season often leads to large post-harvest losses, especially when they are unable to find buyers for their produce. The lack of proper cold store storage and facilities mean that tons of vegetable spoil before reaching the market, causing financial hardship and discouraging younger generations from venturing or entering vegetable production. But there is hope. To address this challenge, the World Vegetable Center has introduced the Zero Food Energy Chamber technology. There's more in this report.
Ghana loses approximately 1.9 billion Ghana cedis annually in post-harvest losses of perishable goods. These losses are driven by a combination of factors including inadequate storage facilities, poor transportation infrastructure, and a lack of processing facilities. Key crops like yams, mangoes, and tomatoes account for significant losses. During periods of tomato glut, buyers often exploit the situation. This forces desperate producers to sell their produce at reduced prices just to salvage a portion of their investment.
At the peak of the season, you see that we will harvest much, especially tomato, okra, pepper, and so on. But because we don't get proper storage facilities, most of them tend to spoil, and it brings a lot of hardship on the part of farmers. Due to that, it is gradually discouraging, especially the youth, from entering into vegetable production.
At times, when there's a glut in the system, the farmers, those who come to buy the tomato, would pretend as if they are not interested. So the farmer will be compelled to give the tomato to the buyers at a reduced price.
In a bid to address this crisis, the World Vegetable Center has introduced the Zero Food Energy Chamber technology. This innovative, non-refrigerated structure acts as a passive cooling system. It maintains a lower temperature and a higher humidity compared to the ambient air, significantly slowing down the ripening and decay process.
Since they are having such a structure over here, they can store it for a longer period, then they'll sell it at the right when the price is good. If they adopt it, I think there will be funds for us to establish a bigger structure for them to store their farm.
This technology is expected to dramatically reduce perishability of vegetables and consequently improve the livelihoods of small-scale farmers, especially women who are heavily involved in vegetable trade.
And at least this can also go a long way to ensure that we reduce the perishability of our vegetables and thereby improving the livelihood of smallholder farmers, especially women.
In some more news this evening, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Naamomulate, has reiterated the ministry's commitment to social protection of women and children. Speaking to journalists after a visit to the neurosurgery ward of the Tamale Teaching Hospital, where 70-year-old Yao John Jibonu, who was accidentally hit by a log, is seeking medical attention. Acting on the instructions of President Mahama, the minister said the victim was referred to the National Health Insurance Authority and later to Exim Bank for support. During the visit, the minister and her team also assessed other children in critical condition who require social protection interventions. She expressed gratitude to the hospital administration and staff for their excellent care and strong patient relations.
We came basically to see the work that the CEO of the teaching hospital and then his doctors are doing. We realized that the situation that looked otherwise hopeless that we brought to them, by the grace of God, they've been able to attend to it, and Yao is recovering. We took the opportunity to check on all others and then see what can be done. This came under social protection, but as you know, social protection does not sit with the Ministry of Gender alone. It's in almost all the sectors. And so after the discussion with His Excellency, and then we come in here and took the opportunity to look at the others too that were in dire need of help to save the lives of the young ones. By and large, the good news is that the little Yao brought here is recovering. And then our brother here too is going to receive attention. So we want to thank His Excellency George Dramani Makanaki. The good news will come from health insurance. What His Excellency through his administration is going to do to enhance health insurance to be able to meet some of these expectations in addition to the Mahama care.
Stay with us here on News 360. It's now time to bring you some sports.
It's time for sports here on News 360. I am Aniela Alute. We start off with game week 11 of the Ghana Premier League. Rudolph Mensah was awarded man of the match in Suedro All Blacks' dramatic 3-2 win over Dreams FC. Let's take a look at the highlights of the action-packed game.
What? So All Blacks now going in for the first goal. Yeah, they have! And Suedro All Blacks, surprise, surprise! They have scored! FC now may have a chance to make it 2, and you have poorly done in the back there, and they have been punished. And the throw into the box, and Aswanzi Kwekubafa goes in. Aziz here, All Blacks advertise a long ball. Aziz! Wow! What a goal! Cleared by Clement Tutu into the box down, and it's going to be an opportunity for a third. Yes, it is. Just the start in the second half, a brilliant start from Suedro All Blacks. They have got a third goal. Would you believe this one? See. Suedro All Blacks, they have gone up again.
During their victory, coach of Suedro All Blacks, Ahmed Ibrahim Fati, was pleased with his team's hard work and commended the fans for their support. Meanwhile, coach of Dreams FC, Winfred Dorman, was dissatisfied with his team's defeat and explained that all the goals that were conceded were avoidable.
To send a lot of thanks for my player, the Warriors, that they show today how much they responsible about and how they understand the moments that we have in the league, and they work so much hard. And this is the result. And also we come here for all these supporters. They come before us, behind us, and support us until the last moment, like what you see. And for me, it's great because a long time, we didn't win before out or away. So this is good chance to show ourselves and to say we are here. We can do it. And also didn't forget, I want to send my thanks for Joe and my assistant Mohammed. They doing very hard work all the week, and I hope it will continue like this. Just we have some points that we need to correct. Just we correct, and some motivation. They already motivated enough, so they come and they show the performance. What you see.
Very, very disappointing, to be honest. This is not the kind of game that we prepared. In fact, this is not the kind of game we expected these players to manifest. But it's unfortunate that our goalkeeper, did some schoolboy error. He gave out 3 bad goals, and those goals were avoidable goals. We responded after the first mistake, and then we took the lead. Then against the round of play in the first half, they leveled up. We went into the break, we spoke to them, we lifted their confidence, expecting to respond, expecting to come back. Then, under 1 minute inside the first half, another howler, another schoolboy error from the goalkeeper. We tried to respond. We did some tactical adjustment, more attacking inclined players. We pushed them, and we even hit the crossbar.
Heading over now to the final day of the Interregional Second Cycle Sports Festival. The Ashanti region won all the key athletics events. However, the Greater Accra region won the overall competition, followed by the Ashanti region and then the Central region. 3 Sports Francis Hima was at the event and has filed this report.
Final day of the 32nd edition of the Inter-Regional Senior High School Sports Festival has come to a successful end, and it was dominated by Ashanti region in the athletics, from the relays to the individual events. The major highlight was when the Central Region's poster boy Joseph Ando pulled an early injury in the 4x100 meter grand finale and couldn't compete in the 200 meters, of which Ashanti region managed to clinch gold in that particular event. They continued their dominance in the relays, where they won the 4x400, the 4x200, and the 4x100. And their relay team, after sweeping all the gold medals in the relays, had this to tell us.
It's not difficult because such condition or the weather for this race, it was so tough.
Say the 4x400 meter relay. Yeah, I see it's really a tough race, but with the game that I have, I would say the squad Ashanti people were having, It wasn't a race at all. It was just some minor training for us. It's just something we do for fun. For the 4x4 relay, my squad is very good, so I was 100% sure that we are going to get the gold medal, and here we are, winning the gold medal.
In the girls division, Eastern Regions Janet Aquaton, after winning gold in the 100 meters division on Saturday, managed to continue his final form in the competition by winning gold in the 200 meters event. Ashanti's dominance was concluded on the day by the little tiny boy from Osei Tutu, Ebenezer Mante, who won a gold medal in the 5,000 meters and also had this to say after his win.
I've participated in the boys 5,000 meters and finished at 40 minutes, 52 seconds. My dream so far is so high. Wanted to be able to manage to get to the top Olympics one day. I want to also be called Olympic medalist or world champion.
Great talents were on display. Very fierce competition on the day. But all in all, it was Asante who dominated in the athletic. Greater Accra region got the overall bragging right after winning the ultimate, and Ashanti region followed closely following their super performance on the final day. And also Central region finished third in the 32nd edition of the Inter-Regional Sports Festival at the Sekendi Sports Stadium. So from the Sekendi Sports Stadium, Francis Sima for 3 Sports.
Proceeding to game week 12 of the English Premier League, Eberechi Eze scored the first hat-trick in the North London derby to give Arsenal a 4-1 victory over Tottenham. The result means that the Gunners are 6 points clear at the top of the league. Here are the highlights.
Produces the finishing touch. Arsenal lead in the North London derby. Position there. No one even did. Spurs not have a shot on target in the first half. They didn't have a shot full stop. It's Eze in again. Through. What a start to the second half.
Get them anxious. Never really.
That will be all for sport here on News 360. I am Aniela Alute. Up next is entertainment news.
This segment is brought to you by GTP Lifestyle and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Powered by 3 Entertainment.
In entertainment news this evening, winner of 2025 Ghana's Most Beautiful Etonam has expressed heartfelt appreciation to the chiefs and people of her region for their love and unwavering support throughout the competition. Now, the proud native of Mafidova was giving a heroic welcome by an enthusiastic crowd as she toured several communities. We'll bring that story to you a bit later. We're trying to bring that story to you of 2025 winner Etonam.
In October this year, Etonam made history by reclaiming the highly coveted Ghana's Most Beautiful crown for the Volta region. To many, her victory is a remarkable achievement worthy of celebration.
She walks in grace like a story untold, wearing her.
Well, there'll be more on that on 3news.com if you log on.
Absolutely. Now, just a quick reminder that tomorrow at 8 in the morning here at Media General, we are bringing some of the best minds that can help us put into better perspective the issue of public service and the ethics that go with it. Because already there are conversations about lifestyle audits that need to be up and running. So you do want to make a date. The guests on your screen, you can see them, who are coming for the MG Dialogue are the Commissioner of SHRAJ, Joseph Whittle. He's the first person on the left. And then also Board Chairman of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Yoko, and former Auditor General Daniel Yao Domlevo. Governance and legal reforms advocate Dr. David Ofosu-Dotte and private legal practitioner Martin Pebu. The dialogue, which starts at 8 in the morning, will take place here at the Executive Theatre and Media General Kanda in Accra. The MG dialogue is powered by TV3, 3FM 92.7 and 3news.com. So do make a date for this insightful program on Monday, the 24th of November, which is tomorrow. So that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I am Martin Esiedu Dati.
And I'm Aisha Yakubu Khalid. Mentor is up next. Enjoy.